Why don't you go get a wash?
You're criminals.
Get your dirty bags off the bus.
Crackhead!
Crackhead.
Love it.
Are you a crackhead, my darling?
No.
It's always a passing comment. You never get to reply to the crackhead answer, do you know what I mean? They don't stand there and go crackhead and then wait for your reply back.
Labelling someone as a crackhead is just your way of closing off that person's pain.
There is no help out there for anyone that is drinking or doing drugs.
In the words of Whitney.
Yeah, in the words of
Crack is whack.
Yeah.
Pretend not to see you.
Excuse me. Hello.
That is the one that just makes you feel like you don't exist.
I've gone like 5-6 days in the past and no one's approached me, no one's come and said hello.
So lonely. Like, it takes nothing just to make eye contact with someone and say hello. Like, we don't even know what time it is. Wouldn't it be so good to know what day or what time it is?
They don't want to care. They don't want to know.
is-
It's easier for them to look at you and judge you rather than it is to learn about who you are.
It only takes one person to come over and say, oh, how are you? Well, or what's your name?
How are you?
Yeah.
How are you doing? Are you alright?
I'll always sit and talk, actually, for hours. They want to leave.
I mean, that's what I was like, Indian life history. I was like, right, I've got to get out of here.
At least you're not on the street.
You don't have to be in the street to be homeless.
Homeless is sofa surfing, overcrowding, not being evicted.
You still have the same anxiety about it. Like, you have no permanent residence.
No, I haven't got permanent residence at the moment.
Even living in a shelter, living in a hostel is still homeless.
I was living with people who were like, you know, addicted to drugs, and the police were having to be called.
Grown men will like open the door, they'd walk in, you didn't know who they were.
I was like sofa surfing for months and months.
The problem is you're sleeping on someone else's couch, so you end up falling out. How many friends have you
Yeah,
stayed
yeah,
on the
when
couch
you're
with?
under people's feet and it just gets too much.
I sofa surfed once and I remember I got told off for going to the toilet. And I felt so scared. Like I was laying on this sofa thinking, God, I really need to go to the toilet.
You have no support, but at least you're not on the streets.
Didn't you go to school?
Did you go to school?
Majority of the people that are homeless have went to school, you know? It just means that some part of their life, you know, just went that way.
Let me tell you something as well on top of
Yeah.
that. Can you imagine going to school while being homeless?
Amen.
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean?
Can you imagine having to think about food, think about clothing, think about warmth?
Tell one of the guys, yeah, oh, listen, friends, something's gone wrong at home, I'm homeless, come next day in school. Trey's homeless, blah, blah, blah. Trey's, you know what I'm trying to say?
Most of us are going to school or in education or in employment, do you know what I mean? We just haven't got a shelter.
I went to school. I went to a private school. Both my parents are doctors.
I went to private school as well.
I don't think I've ever met somebody on the streets who isn't qualified to do a
You're
job.
right, yeah.
I was reading a book once when I was out on the streets and someone was shocked that I could read.
Get a job.
How am I gonna get paid, baby? I ain't got a bank account because I ain't got a home. How am I gonna get my letters? I can't because I ain't got a home.
Well, I've genuinely tried to get a job. I've approached many places with a CV that I've made myself in the library and they said, no, you're not in supported accommodation, you're in any accommodation at all, we can't help you.
Someone came up to me and said, get a job. I'd be like, great, when do I start? Where's this job? When's it happening? Where am I going? So, what happened?
So what's your story time?
I just woke up one morning and just thought, hey, do you know what? I just want to go live on this street.
Some people can't explain it. Some people don't wanna explain it.
You don't need a sob story. This ain't X Factor. This ain't one of the moments where you need me to cry for you and then get down on my knees and beg. Nah, B.
It's just that there's so many different things, you just can't cover it all at once. You have to sit there for about an hour.
If you go up there asking judgmental questions, then don't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if you're going up with a genuine care and concern for another human life, then do it. Just stay with your family.
Thank you for this information. I did not think to stay at home.
I had family problems. So for me, it was like, I didn't want to be at home.
Exactly.
You know?
Guess what? I can't stay at home.
Oh, why?
Because being homeless is better than being in the prison that trapped my spirit, okay?
Baby, preach.
If I wanted to be at home, don't you think I'll be at home?
You're all criminals.
Aren't we all a little bit?
I have stolen for food, I've stolen to drink.
If you've not eaten doesn't matter who you are, what background you're from, you will go out shoplifting.
As homeless people, yes, they do have to do certain things to survive.
And the amount of criminal organisations that are in shelters now that pull vulnerable people out to make them go work for what they want to do.
All these old, rich businessmen would come up to me and try and sort of proposition me, like, you know, there's ways in which he could help me out. Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah, it's disgusting. They didn't proposition me because I'll be like, I'm off there.
That could never happen to me.
Is there a way to get homeless? Is there a route onto homelessness that they see?
It could be family problems,
Relation breakup.
financial problems, going bankrupt.
You see it all the time. You can be up here and then all of a sudden just dropped here.
I cannot describe how quickly, and it shocked the hell out of me.
I used to have 40 odd grand in the bank, I had a couple of horses, I had a couple of dogs, I had land, I had a nice house in the middle of the countryside.
Literally, one day we were sleeping in a 5-star hotel. The next day, I was homeless. In fact, from 12 noon, check out.
Part of me is still slightly damaged from it, but it's, as I said, it's a learning curve and no one will ever just get back to normal like that. Like, it will take years.
I think it's a good thing to go through in a way because you are grateful for everything you have.
I choose to see the abundance and the richness of my life, and I chose to see that when I had nothing.
When you've been that low and as low as you think you could possibly get, you can only get higher.
It's like a superpower. You become resilient. Nothing can faze you.
Nothing is going to stop you after that.
Begging is such a big thing. Like, imagine begging for your parents for money. It's still a massive thing. So imagine us now going to the public and begging. It's worse. Do you know what I mean? So allow judging. Like, don't judge. It's just unnecessary.
If you have to, beg your way to the top.
Okay, fake it till you make it.